Good evening. My name is Helix, and tonight I will be your raconteur of despair. Welcome to the grind. Tonight we have an interesting situation as the party has found themselves in the midst of chaos. And desperation creeps in when they are trying to make their way to help a friend who was deathly injured. However, it seems almost like the city itself is working against them. Hopefully, in this dark night, they can survive till daylight. All right. We last left off as Ewan, Eve, Damaris, and an unconscious Grim found their way out of the library and into their vehicles, heading towards a hospital. Which hospital did you originally want to go to?
The closest one.
There are four.
Well, yeah, but the whole thing, like,
The north
Ewan
one.
would know. Like, Ewan would know this anyway, but like the ambulance is going to take you to whichever one is the closest to you,
The
especially
north.
if your condition is unconscious.
Yeah, the north would be. Do you remember the name of the library?
I have it written down. I think I did write that down, but I don't have my page up for it.
Does anyone remember?
Logos Minerva.
There it is.
That is the library. Now, what is the name of the hospital that you were going to?
Under the Medela Septimium Company.
Yeah, I also don't have. I don't remember getting the name to the hospital, which is as bad as it is, I suppose.
The Medela Septimium. So, as you were driving, you found yourself in a thick traffic as the night is very lively. Mute your mic if you're going to type.
Not gonna do it. See, now you get it though. That's why I don't
Take notes.
take notes.
Pen and paper, my man.
I
Anyways,
tried that.
anyways, as you were driving, the street pole that holds the traffic light behind you crashed over and onto several cars. It did not crash onto the cabs of the cars. It crashed onto their hoods, played across. However, it did completely smash in their engines. There is smoke. There is also the potential of a fire. Ewan had immediately jumped out of his car. Check and see that his car was sandwiched between several cars along a row. The damage was not overly severe. However, there is the issue of your car being stuck between other cars.
Are the people driving the car in front of me and behind me still in their cars?
A few of them are. And Damaris had hit his head on the steering wheel as he crashed in behind your car. He is not unconscious, but he is severely dazed.
You said that there was a telephone pole down with smoke and potential for fire in the car up front.
The cars behind you are smoking. They got the brunt of the damage.
Okay, so if I
It caused cars in front to stop and then crash and get T-boned in the intersection ahead of you.
oh Jesus, okay, well, call 911.
You actually call this time, and it's surprisingly a busy tone.
For 911?
Yes,
Is there a payphone around?
there is not. However, as you're walking around your car trying to figure something out, Eve, what are you doing? You're sitting in the car. Damaris just. Oh,
The
fuck.
first thing I would do once we crashed is kind of assess myself. Am I hurt at all?
You are not. I mean, it didn't feel comfortable at all, but
Well, sure.
you are not injured.
No major injuries. Okay. So I try and like shake Damaris out of his daze, but seeing that he's useless.
He's got a little bit of a cut on his forehead. He's like a little out of it. And surprisingly, Grim, he's just still asleep, unfazed.
Oh. I can't believe this. Okay, so So I'm going to try and climb out of the car. Is Damaris's car sandwiched?
Yes.
Okay. Do I need to like try and roll down a window, or can I open the door?
You can open the door. The sides of your cars, they're not sandwiched. It's just the front end and the rear ends.
Oh, okay.
But there are, crowds and uh, other cars in other lanes next to you. You can get out of the car.
Okay.
It's not, you kind of got to squeeze your way out of it.
Did we hit and we hit in the back of Ewan's car?
Yes. No, you are in Damaris's car.
Yeah.
Yes, you
She
hit
made
the
it
back
in.
end of, yeah.
Okay. So I'm gonna squeeze out of the car and go over to Ewan. What the fuck?
Oh, I don't know. Maybe it's the cars in front of me are just having a pretty. Try to call 911 if you don't mind. What's Damaris doing?
He hit his head. He's like out of it. I'm gonna try and call 911
I'm
on
gonna
his
walk back to Damaris's car to check on him.
He is kind of holding his head, and you just see him
Curiosity, what kind of car is it?
his car is not I think it's a little older. um it might be a Civic. I'm not 100%.
Is the back of it made of steel or fiberglass?
I would say the back of his car. He's behind you.
Yeah, I'm aware.
I would say probably fiberglass.
Okay, what about the car behind him?
Car behind him is it's a PT Cruiser.
Excellent. So I'm gonna try to help Damaris out of his car.
He's kind of holding his head. He's not saying
But
anything, but he's a little
I'm
dazed.
just gonna put my arm under his arm, and try to like pull him towards me, and not like a like angry like roar fashion, but just
Mhm.
should get him out of the car.
Yeah.
Because
Why
if he's
are you
holding his
moving
head, then
him?
he's
He could have a
technically conscious.
concussion.
Do what?
I'm just gonna yell out. Why are you moving him? He could have a concussion.
Moving him won't change that. We need to get these cars free. At least mine. Um.
I need you
So
He has
both.
a neck injury.
I need you both to make a notice check.
Okay.
This is not a stress check.
Sorry, I'm figuring out which one of these is better. Okay.
If you have something that substitutes for it, you can roll that.
yeah.
Oof.
74 versus 40.
Okay.
We don't
The
know
crowd
this.
around you gets louder as more chaos begins to grow.
Okay. Gonna
It's-
continue to try to get Damaris out of his car.
You have to unbuckle him and physically lift him up. He's slow moving.
Yeah, I figure. I mean, I'm not ripping him out of the car. I'm, forcing him to help himself get out of the car.
Okay. What happens next? None of you are prepared for.
Sounds about right. Probably why I didn't notice anything.
From all around you, there is just the most intense chaos as it seems to spring out of nowhere. Gunshots, open fire all around you. Cars are going off, parked cars, the alarms. There's explosions as the cars behind you, the cars ahead of you, they are all being assaulted by what seems to be groups from the left, groups from the right. You can't get that much of a look at them because you have to duck. Now you have to make a dodge roll.
Oh shit. Okay.
This is a stress check.
Ugh.
I dodged so good. 85 versus 25.
What was yours, Eve?
98 versus 0?
That doesn't make sense.
No, that
She had no
doesn't.
chance of dodging it. Do I not have any cover just from being slightly inside the car trying to get...
No, you got him out.
Oh, I did get him out?
Yeah.
Looks like I've gotten back. All I wanted to do was get in his car.
So you can roll that dodge again, Eve.
Okay. 24 versus 20.
Hmm. Both of you are struck with bullets and hailed to the ground.
I just rolled to dodge bullets.
Yeah, I can't do that.
The wounds are not immediate to your body, but you are struck to the ground. And it does go into your flesh. You are now flat on the ground. Damaris, also, you are beside the car. Damaris also takes a significant hit.
Well, I meant where am I shot?
In the shoulder.
Okay.
Where am I shot?
In the forearm.
Okay.
So, I'm gonna try to get in the car.
Okay.
And stay low, using the car as cover.
Eve?
Yeah, I'm gonna be staying low also. I'm just kind of trying to look around and get my bearings and try to will myself to move, but I kind of can't. I'm just stuck there.
Ewan, you move to
Yeah.
cover. Both of you can make a notice check. If you have something that substitutes for notice, you can use it.
Out of curiosity, is the car running?
You had turned it off since you know that in a wreck, it needs to be off. So, no, it's not running.
46, 40.
40.
40.
Yeah.
So, this essentially functions for you like a pseudo critical. If you roll at your number, it's significant. What you see next?
And does the bullet wound feel like, am I in agony at all? Everything looks on the up and up. I'm shot.
It went through your forearm. It
Okay.
didn't hit the bone,
Okay.
but it took a significant gash out of your forearm.
Okay.
It hurts like fuck, and it burns.
Okay.
You can still move, but it definitely did not feel great.
Okay. So I'm gonna try and like crawl under a car or something, whatever's nearest to me.
Well, as you're going for that, Ewan, what was your roll?
46-40.
Okay. You're in cover, which gives you a perspective shift. Both of you see this as a man gets out of the car ahead of you. What you notice now to be a white limo. And he climbs up on top of the car. This man is wearing very clean cut, but very old-fashioned clothing. He's got a white shirt on, suspenders, glasses, a beret facing forward, slacks, and he's carrying a shotgun as well as pistols. And he has this insane smile on his face. He climbs up on top of the limousine and he begins to open fire at the other groups. What you now see, Ewan, you would recognize, but you're not totally familiar with exactly who. What seem to be two separate gangs. Not fighting each other, but targeting this limousine. And they are shooting at him. And he's standing on top of the limousine, not getting hit. And he's firing back at them. Now, what happens next? I need both of you to roll your unnatural notice. This is a significant stress check.
So it has to be unnatural notice. It can't be an identity that substitutes.
Hey, 3155.
Okay. What identity?
I just didn't notice
My medical exam identity.
because I thought you said it had to be notice.
Yes, it's notice.
Yeah, well, I didn't use an identity because I thought you said it had to be unnatural.
Either one.
No, well, it's
You can
fine now 'cause
substitute,
I
if you want to protect this identity, this pass or fail, because it will count as a pass or fail.
Yeah.
You can roll your identity. Ewan, you get a hardened and unnatural.
Uh, 52 versus 40.
Something happens that distracts you significantly. He takes the shotgun, fires off a couple shots, tosses it to the ground. Next, he pulls out two 1911s, spins them, and laughs, catches them, and then points them directly at each other, head to head, and then fires. What takes place next is significantly and without a doubt your first experience at a major magical event. When he fires, light bursts from him, and the light from the guns stretches outward, and it seems to freeze time. And you see the bullets in the air, and you watch him take 2 clips from his hip and throw them into the air. And he begins to fire, not at the people, but at the bullets in the air. He catches the other clips, loads in one succession, fires again at the bullets. And when he hits these bullets, they change direction to fire back at these opposing gangs coming at him. 2 of the bullets actually pass by you in slow motion. One goes through the windshield of the car. He does not kill a single gang member. But out of 50 people there, they have wounds through their forearms, into their guns, into their legs, and he downs them in an instant. Eve, you are significantly distracted by this because the light from him radiates outward at you, and the necklace on your neck begins to glow and absorb some of that light. This is all happening so fast you can barely get a chance to move. Your body is in slow motion. It's like you're just witnessing an event. When time passes and returns to normal, he takes a look around, spins his pistols, shakes his head for a second, and then turns around and looks directly at Eve. Cocks his head to the side, then looks at you, Ewan, gives you a wink, hops off of the limousine, and takes off down an alley. The explosions subside. The people around, they are all laying on the ground, significantly injured, but not dead.
I'm gonna start this car.
Okay, it starts.
Am I bumper to bumper with the vehicle behind me, the PT Cruiser?
Bumper to bumper, yes.
Like, are we touching?
Yes.
I'm gonna put it in reverse and floor it.
Okay.
I'm gonna try and scramble up from the ground. And did I see which way that guy ran?
Yes.
I'm gonna take off towards him.
Eve takes off.
Okay.
Damaris is still laying on the street.
I know.
Yep, he can lay.
Okay.
I have
do
a
not
plan
care.
for that, but I have to get my car free first.
That's
Roll
his
your
problem
drive.
now.
Should I just be rolling like the X cop?
Should be Grease Monkey. Or either one. X Cop, Grease Monkey.
Oh, here, we'll do Grease Monkey. That'll be good. 11:20.
Surprisingly, you know how machines work. Describe what it's like when you free yourself of these vehicles.
Absolute, like, happiness. As soon as this whole thing started, as soon as my car got sandwiched, the only thing I've been thinking about is getting my car free. Because I love my car and I don't want anything to happen to it. That's why I immediately checked the damage. So now, as I can see the PT Cruiser being pushed back, giving enough room for me to be able to back my car up and safely get it out without causing any damage to it, my heart is like elated. Although my shoulder hurts a lot, but I'm honestly back burner. I wanted to free my car. I have a special connection to my car. I love it a lot and I'll do anything for it. So I wanted to free my car.
It's free.
So good.
Surprisingly, Damaris's car didn't take much damage when you did this.
That's why I asked if it was bumper to bumper, because hopefully if they're already touching, I could, push it without slamming
Correct.
into it. So as soon as I have enough room to get my car to back up enough to where I can get it out, I'm going to try to get Damaris up again, because that's the only thing I can do, because I'm not gonna leave here.
Easy enough.
And Grim as well, trying to get both of them into my car. And the reason I would try to wake Damaris up first is because I have a better chance of waking Damaris up so he can help me get Grim into my car.
He is bleeding. He was hit.
Damaris? From where?
His leg.
Excellent. It's a good thing we're going to a hospital.
Okay.
I don't want blood in my car, but I can clean it out. And I will. Like a lot. Hey, I have to drop out for just a second, so I'm not going to drop out of the call, but I'll be back in just a sec. Sorry.
Okay. We can switch to Eve. So, he takes off running. You see him dart into the alleyway. What are you thinking about as you're chasing him?
I want to know how he did that.
This is beyond a miracle. This is something out of a movie.
It's something I can't understand and I've never seen.
Not only that, you know it's real because your necklace is still glowing.
And I have no idea what in the hell that does or has to do with me. And I want to know why.
Crystal is still glowing. So, to chase this person down, you're going to have to roll pursuit.
Okay.
Why does it say 0?
I have no idea, but I'll keep the 10.
Oh, that's why. So,
Yeah, that sounds fine too.
well, either way, you rolled under because it was supposed to be 60. Or
Oh, okay.
over 20. Or under 20. Sorry.
Okay.
So, you actually beat him, which was significantly hard to do. This person He darts around this labyrinth-like alley between these buildings, and you've been around New Athens enough to know that the structure of buildings and alleyways is strange. It's almost similar to Italy, where they can get narrow, except they're not streets, they're alleys. But they can twist and move because buildings are not always shaped in squares in this city. There's very large buildings, but they're often polygonal in their shapes. So what happens now is also puzzling, as he's running extremely fast, but you're a very athletic person. And he darts left, right, you stay up with him. When you watch him run around a corner, instead of pivoting, he runs at the opposite side of the wall and runs straight at the wall of a turn, and then runs up the side of a wall to change his center of gravity to allow him to keep running as fast as he can. This is not paranormal, but it's more of a very high level parkour.
Okay.
But it's significant enough for you to realize he is extremely athletic as well. And after a few minutes, maybe 3 minutes of chasing him down, possibly 5, you see him run in. You see a sign in the alleyway. Do you see it on the screen?
Oh, I didn't hear the, like,
Yeah.
okay, yeah. Do I see him go in?
He does. He darts in.
I'm following.
There is a bouncer there.
Should,
The
should I
bouncer
just stay gone for the time?
immediately let him in. Yes.
I'm gonna try and walk in like I own the place.
The bouncer sees you coming, and he opens the door for you. This man is 7 feet tall, and he's about 400 pounds of muscle.
Yep.
He is a he's got a bodybuilder frame, but it's not the typical I go to the gym every day to work on isometric muscles. He's just incredibly thick and muscular. It's not super toned and defined, but you can just tell it's solid muscle. It's not defined muscle. Like, he's not rippling, but he's fucking huge. Shaved head. Looks like something out of a wrestling show. But he opens the door, and the door is solid green and white marble with gold handles, and the door looks incredibly heavy. And he opens and lets you in as you're running.
Okay. give him a polite nod and step in and just like, yep, this is
Do you have
correct.
anything that substitutes for notice?
I do. I have my medical examiner identity.
Okay. So I'm gonna have you roll this. However, there is going to be a shift.
Okay.
1 second.
Sure.
So there's going to be a 10% shift.
Okay.
Um, you can go ahead and roll that.
Oh, my identity. Okay. 59/40.
Okay.
So do I not notice anything?
You do not.
Okay. What does the inside look like when I'm walking in?
Getting to that. It actually opens up to another door.
Oh, okay.
It's like a very dark, low lit room. Small room, black, and there is another door.
Do I see the man I was chasing?
You didn't open the door yet.
Oh, I'll open the door.
Okay, 1 second.
Okay.
Because there is a huge symbol on the door that you need to
Is
see.
it the symbol I'd recognize?
No.
Okay.
Fuck. This is in gold.
All right. So I don't touch the emblem. Is there a handle or like a space where obviously you should push on the door?
You can see a seam in the middle.
Okay, let's shoot for there.
Okay. One moment.
Hmm.
Okay. When you open this door and walk in, first thing you notice is the stark contrast of dark to light as the room is brightly lit.
Okay.
You walk in to a very expensive looking nightclub. And there are many people here. The texture carpet is clean, flat, but has a design that just is wild and messes with your eyes. The bars and the tables are all decorated and lit with underlighting. The chairs are a mauve type of crushed velvet with these bronze leather around them and bronze metal and brass trims and very dark lacquered wood. And then the countertops are just marbled with looks like a black and gold speckled resin.
Okay.
And there are all different
It's
sorts
definitely an upscale place.
There are all different sorts of people here. It almost looks like a Mardi Gras, a masquerade, a Halloween party. As people are dressed from many different ages, times. Some people are dressed in business suits. Some people are dressed in Victorian clothing. Some people are dressed in rave outfits. Some people are wearing nothing at all. And there's at least 60 people in here.
Oh wow, okay.
And there is a wall of alcohol and not a mirror behind it, but it's like a sheet of gold polished so well it looks like a mirror.
Oh, okay.
And there is shelves that sit in front of this mirror where the alcohol sits. And you see this symbol passed around or placed around the walls. It's on some of the decorations. And you see people playing cards, drinking. You hear some kind of music other than what is playing over the overhead radio or the overhead speaker, coming from deeper in the room and behind a wall.
Do I see the man that I was chasing?
Do you have notice or anything with notice that protects
I do.
it? Yep.
$62 versus 40.
You don't see him. However, when you are walking into this place, I assume you walk in.
Yeah, I do.
It's almost like a wave washes over you. And this place feels great. Feels like a sanctuary. It's like whatever the fuck was happening outside, it doesn't matter. You don't care.
How's my arm?
Still bleeding. Still hurts.
Okay, so I'm gonna ask the nearest person. Did you see the man who just came in before me?
So the nearest person is a female, and she's wearing like this old school dress where like the hind end of it is like a wire mesh that sticks out really far, and then there's like these peacock feathers that like sprout out behind her. And she's like, I'm sorry, darling, who are you speaking of?
The guy who just ran in here right before me, like a second before me. I think he grabbed my fucking purse.
Oh, we can't have that. No, I did not see him. I'm sure he's around here somewhere. Have a drink. Look around. And she turns around and walks away.
Have a drink. Okay, so I'm gonna go deeper in and just try and blend in or not stand out and look around for him without bringing attention to myself.
You need to roll your secrecy.
Okay. $37 versus 25.
You're doing a decent job, but you can tell people are glancing at you, seeing you're injured, and just kind of going back to their minding their own business. They notice you. They just don't make an effort to engage.
Okay, so I'm holding my arm and I'm definitely feeling out of place, and I don't see him anywhere. I want to go to the bathroom and get myself cleaned up and presentable.
Sure. You look around. A few minutes later, you definitely find the bathroom.
Okay, so I walk in and I just like roll my sleeve up because I'm probably wearing a hoodie since I went out, and I roll my sleeve up and I run the wound underwater, clean it off, check it out.
You walk into this bathroom, and it's yellow marble with darker swirls of brown.
Mm.
All of the metal, like the toilets, the sinks, it's mirrored gold.
Jeez.
And the mirrors in the bathroom themselves are mirrored gold.
Fuck's sake. What kind of rubbish? I'm just gonna try and clean myself up really quick because I'm definitely don't belong here, and I'm gonna do they have like any sort of paper towel?
They don't have paper towels. They have
Well, of
pressed
course
pressed
not.
linens
Of course
On-
not.
on a shelf.
Are they only available steamed, or do they have dry ones?
Both.
Okay, I'll take a steamed one, clean out the wound, take a dry one, wrap it, and then put my sleeve down over so it acts as a temporary bandage.
You take a steamed one and you go to clean your wound
Mm-hmm.
and you're rubbing on it and it's not there anymore.
What the fuck? What the fuck?
And you look at the blood on the towel.
Yeah.
By the way, the towels themselves are probably the only white thing in this room.
Okay.
And the blood fades and the towel turns back to pristine white, and it's still hot in your hand.
I'm gonna tuck it in my pocket.
Okay.
I want to know what this is and why it does it. And then I'm gonna leave
Your
the bathroom.
amulet is still glowing.
Oh, it's still glowing.
Very brightly,
Can I-
actually.
I'm gonna take a look at it and hold it and inspect it.
It
Do I
is
see anything?
it is a luminous white quartz. It's glowing white.
Okay.
It's bright enough to not want to stare at for too long.
Just like looking at a flashlight.
Yeah.
Tuck it into my shirt and kind of hide it with my hoodie. I'm gonna go back outside and look around now that hopefully things have settled since I've come in, and walk past the bar and just kind of walk around and see if I see him.
Okay. We're gonna switch scenes.
Okay.
So, I was in the process of trying to get Damaris up to help me get Grim into my car.
Damaris, he's kind of incoherent at the moment. He seems to be affected by something. And it looks like he's mumbling to himself.
I'm trying to call 911 again.
Okay. Roll your ex-cop.
$40-20.
Phone rings this time. Someone picks up. Hello, Mr. Hanover.
Not exactly what I was expecting. So, I need an ambulance.
Yes, I see that you are in a desperate situation.
Well, happy about that. So, why don't we send an ambulance on over? You can track my phone, find out my location.
I'm aware of your location.
Well, I mean you're doing your job, so please send an ambulance.
They are busy at the moment. How can I help you?
Well, um, still need an ambulance. Maybe, maybe just, maybe just a way to wake up someone who may have had too much to drink. But I imagine that would exist on, or in, I mean, an ambulance. I could be wrong now.
I apologize, Mr. Hanover. I have not properly introduced myself.
You know, I was gonna ask who this is since you didn't start the call with "What's your emergency?" and I glanced down at my phone and I did dial 911. So, you know.
Mm-hmm. You may refer to me as the doctor.
Are you a doctor?
I am indeed.
Well, then maybe you could help. I don't even need an ambulance.
That is precisely why we are having this conversation.
Okay, well, I have a bullet in my shoulder. And I've got a friend with a bullet in his leg. Got someone knocked out. So, you know, if you know where I am, and
I
you've
do
got the
indeed.
time. So what about the time part? Do you have that? Do you want to come visit? We can meet in person. I usually don't meet people I don't know out in the open like this, but I'm out of options.
We
So
will meet soon enough.
does that mean you're not going to bring your doctorly wiles to me right now?
I am
'Cause-
preoccupied helping Mr. Brownstone at the moment.
you, so you know where. So are you at a hospital?
You could call it that.
Would you call it that?
Sure. So your friend has a bullet wound. You have a bullet wound. It sounds like you need some help. What are
Man.
you willing to offer for this help?
Well, considering had I been patched through to emergency services, I wouldn't really have to offer anything, because they just, do their jobs. Clearly, I didn't get through to them, and
I
that's
assure
fine.
you, Mr. Hanover, they are most definitely doing their jobs.
Oh, I don't doubt it. That's not what I was saying.
I was sincere when I said they are preoccupied at the moment.
Yeah, I mean, I believe you. Clearly, you are too, even though
No,
touted being a doctor. Right?
you have my
Um,
undivided attention, Mr. Hanover.
so what about Mr. Brownstone then? Does he not have any of your attention currently?
He is reflecting and recovering.
Yeah, like you would. So, if he's in recovery at this point, you should probably be able to go ahead and,
Recovery of
I don't
sorts.
know, come take care of a couple of bullet wounds and an unconscious friend.
Like I said, Mr. Hanover, I can help you. What are you willing to offer?
There's what looks like a piece of shit Civic here. Do you want that? Oh
I
God, and a
have
PT Cruiser. It's not mine,
I
but
have no interest in vehicles, Mr. Hanover. Except maybe your
maybe I
own.
should ask you what you want then.
Ah,
If you're so willing to help, what is it that you want?
now we have a negotiation.
Well, sure,
What
but
I want, Mr. Hanover, is your blood.
do you need all of it?
I do not.
Yeah, okay, come get it. As a matter of fact, there's some free flowing from my shoulder right now.
Are you sure?
Well, I could hang up and try to call 911 again,
I
but
assure you, Mr.
something
Hanover,
tells me I would just get you again. So,
you
let's
would be
check my
correct.
options. So what would you say my other options are?
There are many things you can offer me.
That's not what I said.
Oh, your
The
options?
point is I'm making a deal with
Yes.
you, no matter what.
You could always refuse. Life would be more difficult for you, though.
I imagine it would. However, giving you my blood seems like it wouldn't make it very easy either. I just watched a man essentially slow down time. I can't even explain it. The point is, it's still running through my head, and I don't know how to make that work. And there's so much pain in my shoulder that I can't
Yes,
really
you
do anything.
witnessed an event by a rather careless individual who will see consequences for his actions.
Well, I mean, that's good because he scuffed my car a little. Um, Not that it matters, but what do you intend to do with my blood? Are you gonna make a cocktail? What's the plan here?
One can't reveal all his cards, Mr. Hanover.
What about one of them?
One of them. How about the card in your pocket?
Some magic trick? I'm gonna reach in my pocket and pull the card out.
There is a card there.
I figured there was.
So, it's not a playing card. And give me 1 second and I will show it to you. It is actually a tarot card. However, it is in a terrible state. It is wadded up, somewhat dirty, and the top of it looks like it's been burnt. But your detective skills disturb you the most that it is waterlogged. And something becomes extremely unsettling to you as you grab this and stare at it.
You said it was wet, right?
Mm-hmm. Hold on.
Dropping.
The top of this is burnt. And I need you. Okay, so look on your sheet. And I am right now attacking your helplessness meter. Does it show you what you need to defend with?
Is it fitness? Or no, hold on, that would be up here.
It should be on the far right. Attacks with, defends. This is me teaching you how to play the game.
Oh, okay, I see. Hold on. So Wilson's defends with status and attacks with connect, so it would be status.
Yes. You're going to roll your status.
98.45.
Oh,
I failed that almost as good as you can fail that.
no. Not almost as good. There were two
Well, no,
more. There were two
points.
more. Those 2 points are a difference between here and way up here.
Oh, well, okay, maybe not almost then. Still not good. Does
So,
that put a
failed.
failure in?
Helplessness.
Okay. Excellent.
So, you have the 3 options that I told you. And describe what it is like as you recall the moment of your death and remember that the most terrible thing about drowning is your body betrays you. When your lungs absorb water, they close against your own control. Even if you were to reach the surface, your lungs, your throat will still convulse and close against you, even while your lungs are full of water.
I mean, easily freaking out, especially considering the fact that I've had that experience, like to the point where I'm sitting on the ground,
Tell us this
like
moment.
probably fell there.
Tell us this moment
Mhm.
and roleplay it out.
From Ewan's perspective, it is the honest to God worst thing that could happen to him, especially assuming it's happening to him a second time. So immediately dropping to the ground, holding his heart, basically preventing himself from having a panic attack, losing his mind. He would immediately drop the card as soon as the feeling came over him, as soon as that rush of death came over him, immediately dropped the card and hit the ground, just holding, having basically a panic attack. Um, Assuming that he is in fact drowning again, knowing that there's no logical way that could be happening, trying to fight his mind, trying to fight the portion of his mind that's telling him that that he's drowning again, that he's feeling that 100% feeling that that's what's happening, versus the logical side telling him that there's no way that can be happening. It's not, it's not a real thing, and he's just fighting those two sides at war with each other, putting him in utter meltdown mode.
Roleplay the moment as you see the figure, because that is what you see in front of you right now.
Honestly, I don't know 100% that I would see it if I'm feeling that full drowning effect
You're
again,
seeing
because
it
it wouldn't
right now.
the same figure
Yes.
from
Before.
the memories that I've blocked out.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I I don't know. Honestly, it's still more the same. There's no way that I could change from panic attack to more panic attack. Does that make sense? He's at a point where his heart's racing incredibly fast. He's even confused why he's not having a heart attack at this point. Um, and the figure isn't changing that. In fact, it would make it worse because that brings back, it floods in all of these memories that he thought he'd gotten rid of. All of these memories that he thought were 100% not even his, repressed, maybe something that he's had a dream of once or twice in his life, but he didn't take it seriously. He didn't think about it after it happened. So seeing that this exists is just literally putting him almost in a frozen position. There's not a lot he can do, move, or say. Like, do, move, or say. Yeah.
You see the woman who comes into focus now, and she reaches out, her hair floating in the water. She reaches out for your hand. She's holding a sword in one hand, and an owl is laying and wrapped around her neck. Golden hair, golden tiara, white robes. It's more clear now than it ever was. The same figure that was in the card. She's holding her hand out to you.
Still having a panic attack, so I'm not going to be reaching for the hand of figure giving me the panic attack. Not necessarily because I don't want to reach for the hand, but it's more because I'm having a fucking panic attack. I'm basically frozen.
Show us what
There's
that looks
not
like.
anything moving me. Like, I'm sitting in a chair, ground there. Goodness, so let's say, so when I fell to the ground, backing up to the car, like the back door of the car that's closed, and just doing. Trying to get myself further and further away. And probably, honestly, just that as well. Like, assuming that I'm having a blown heart attack.
As you back up, you realize you cannot back up any further, and she just inches closer and closer until finally she grabs your arm and flash, sitting back in your car. Card is in your lap. The phone is laying in the seat next to you.
Is there a number on the card? I picked the phone up. Is my shoulder still screwed?
No.
Bullet hole wise?
Mm-mm.
I picked the phone up and put it to my ear. Hello? Are you still there?
Hello, Mr. Hanover.
So, I don't know what just happened.
You made a deal.
Do you,
I believe for now our business is concluded. However, we will remain in touch when I need to call on you again. Your
thought our
friend.
deal was for blood.
Oh, it
Did you
was.
take my blood?
I did indeed.
Then our deal's complete.
Yes, for now.
See, I don't like that. That's not a good way to put that.
I'll call on you again when you are needed. Enjoy whatever it is you enjoy.
Not much.
Click.
I hang up.
He hung up first.
Yeah, I'm sure he did. Is Grim and Demars in the car with me?
They are. They are.
Fucking magic.
They are comfortably asleep. And
I checked Demars's leg.
healed.
Okay. Don't have any way to get in touch with. God, I have to find. He's not at a hospital. I am going to pull my car away and drive back to the library.
Okay. You make it back to the library.
I don't have much of a plan beyond that. I don't know.
The card is still sitting in your lap, by the way.
Yeah, I figured. Does it have a phone number on it or anything?
No. It's just a
tarot
regular
card.
just a regular tarot card. Burnt at the top where the word of what it should be is burnt off. But it's still
I look at it
still waterlogged.
both sides.
It's got an interesting design on the other side, like most tarot
What
cards.
is it? Oh, I see. The back of it.
Yeah.
Gonna put it back in my jacket pocket where I found it.
Okay.
Because, I mean, magic is magic, I guess.
You're holding on to it, and something about it makes you feel secure, but at the same time, it's like you feel frayed at the edges, like a little unsettling.
I mean, just saved my life to some degree anyway, so I'm still gonna keep it in my pocket. There's not, especially sense of safe. Um, what time is it?
About, ooh, you look at your watch?
Well, I look at the car stereo or like my car clock because it's got one of those.
Hmm. It's about 5 a.m.
Library doesn't have anybody else in it yet, does it?
Not really.
Just glancing up, yeah. So,
But you left at 1 a.m.
so 4 hours have passed.
Yeah.
I look back at the two basically unconscious bodies in my back seat.
They look
I don't.
extremely happy
I
and
mean, yeah, I'm sure.
like well rested and
Good.
happily asleep.
Good. I guess either one of you guys know how to get in touch with oh, what's her name, huh? Yeah, I didn't expect you to answer, but I thought it's fine. It's fine. I'm gonna call the police station.
You go to turn on your phone,
I didn't turn it off.
it's turned off.
Of course it is. But yes, I'm gonna turn on my phone.
When you turn it on, there is like you can tell when a phone is off and when a phone is on, but the screen like is lit up black. And then there's a number, a telephone number, and underneath text glitches and says call this number.
It's just, god damn it. Ah. I'll call the number.
Eve, your phone rings.
Sorry. I look at my phone and do I see his name or just a number?
You see what caller ID would show you. You in Hanover.
Oh, you and Anna. I remember you said his name, so I answer. Hello?
Hi. Where'd you vanish off to?
I went to go. Did you see what the guy in the? Did you see
Oh,
that?
yeah. I saw it. And experienced some of his bullets, too. But for some reason, that doesn't seem to be a problem anymore. I have,
What do you mean doesn't seem to be a problem?
well, there was a hole there, and now there's not. So now that there's not, I don't assume there's a problem. I have Damaris and Gren
Wait,
there.
there's a hole there and now there's not? Do you mean
Well, yeah, like a bullet hole, like what a bullet does when it rips through a human
like
body.
you were shot and then you weren't shot?
Well, no, I was still shot. There's just no proof of it anymore. Yeah, that sounds right.
Do you have a scar?
Do I have a scar? Nope.
Do
No, I
I have a
don't.
scar?
No scar.
Do I?
Oh yeah. You're still bleeding. Oh wait. Sorry.
No, I use the towel.
Yeah. It's gone.
The fuck? I can't find this guy. Has the ambulance shown up yet?
No, I tried.
How did you get my number? I didn't give you my number.
Honestly, I didn't know it was your number. Um, but
I don't
my,
just give my number out. It's not
well, my phone told me your number. I know that's doesn't make a lot of
the
sense, but I'm
the
starting to throw
thing
logic out the
that's been texting us.
what?
The number that's been texting us. You saw it
Exact.
on your friend from the library, Damaris,
Yeah,
his phone.
yeah. So I
That
don't
gave
know.
you my number.
It's a lot of strange things happening. I'm done
You
with logic right now.
you hear music in the background.
Oh yeah, club music.
Where are you?
I told you I went to follow that guy and he ran into this really pretty nice nightclub and I can't believe it's this full at 5 a.m. But I
It's not 5
it's
a.m.
oh, what time is it?
About 1:30.
I can't believe it's this full at this hour, but
Yeah, it's pretty early. I'm surprised they're not closed.
early.
Yeah,
Okay, Gramps.
it's 5 in the morning. People sleep sometimes. I thought.
It's 1:30. I checked the time on my phone.
1:30.
It's
Check the
1:30.
time on my phone.
5 a.m.
Checked my watch.
5 a.m.
The sky. Color is it?
It's about to be sunrise. It's got a couple more hours before sunrise. It's wintertime. Or late fall.
Is the sky lit up anywhere to the point where you can tell the sun's about to come up? That I can see.
Very slightly.
I'm taking a picture of it and sending it to her. Does that look like a 1 a.m. sky to you?
I'm gonna take a screenshot of the clock on my phone and send it back to him.
That could have been taken at 1:30 a.m.
Griff, I just
if I had
fucking
to
took
guess.
the picture, man. Where are you?
I'm in front
Are
of
you
the
guys-
library.
Why the hell did you go to the library?
You know, seemed like a good idea at the time. It's not like I had any leads on where to actually go. You left, and I didn't, at the time, I guess, know how to even get in touch with you. So this is where I am. I was gonna
What
bring
happened
Damaris
with
back.
the hospital and with that whole?
Interesting point of order. When you left the scene, the streets had been cleared. There was no people. Some of the cars were still smashed, but you were there by yourself.
Oh, I realized I was on my way to the hospital, but I decided not to waste my time doing that.
Wow.
I
Great
got
friend. Great friend material. Jesus
I got an
fucking
interesting phone
Christ.
call, and I'm telling you, he's not at a hospital, and I'm probably okay friend material. I wouldn't say great, but not enough to just leave my friend to die in a hospital somewhere.
What do you mean
Problem
he's
is,
not
he's
at a
not in a
hospital?
hospital.
We saw him get loaded into an ambulance.
You're not wrong. We did. I saw that too. He's still not in a hospital.
Okay, where is he? And
Good
how the
question.
fuck do you know?
I got a call.
A call.
Very interesting call, if I do say so myself. But I don't know if that even honestly concerns you. The point is, he's not
It
in a
concerns
hospital.
me now.
And
It
maybe,
concerns me now.
maybe. You might be right. That's yet to be determined. The point is, he's not in a hospital, and that's why I'm not at a hospital.
So you just went back to the library.
Well, at least you know where the library is. So,
I guess I'll just walk back.
If you want to just meet back up, we can fairly easily. But I do need to call the police department and get Damaris's car towed here, so I'm gonna do that. I'll see you when you get here. And I hang the phone up. And
I
then call
just
the
text
police
him a
station.
middle finger emoji. I'll text
That's
him a middle
fine.
finger, and this is my number.
I save her number. And then call the police station.
I save him as asshole in my phone,
That's fine.
and then I resave him as asshole Gramps.
Asshole boomer.
Asshole boomer.
Except not technically a boomer.
No, he's
I'd technically be Gen X, yeah.
Yeah.
Should have made myself older so we could have had an okay boomer joke. Anyway.
Yeah. So you go to
I'm not
call
gonna leave right away.
and you notice on your phone you have 2 missed calls.
I'm not that popular,
And a text.
I say to myself as I'm looking at my phone. Do I recognize the numbers of the missed call?
Mm-hmm.
Who are they?
That person you're supposed to meet in 2 days.
Oh, fuck. Text message too, same person?
Dad, what the fuck?
Yeah, that's what
Pick up your phone.
I call her. Well, hold on.
There's actually
when
a
was the
voicemail.
call? Oh, good. Yeah, let me listen to that.
So the voicemail was at about 1. So you go to listen to the
1
voicemail.
a.m.?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll listen to that first.
Hey, Dad. It's me. So I was just calling to make sure we were still on for this week. Yeah. I haven't heard from you at all in the past couple weeks. Be nice if you would call your daughter. Anyway, got some exciting news. Hope to hear from you. At least maybe text me back. Let me know you get this. Let me know if we're still on. Let me know what's going on. Okay, bye.
Look at the text message.
It's the same one I said, Dad, what the fuck? Pick up your phone.
Oh, okay, I see. Yeah, I'm not gonna call her at 5 in the morning. But I'll send her a text message that just says, "Hey, I'm okay. I'll call you here in a little while." And yes, we're still on for the evening. 2 days, right? Question mark and then send.
There is an immediate reply. Says, it's about fucking time. And yes, we're still on. And no, not 2 days. It's tomorrow.
Oh yeah, I guess a day had passed. I'm just gonna call her.
It rings twice. She picks up. Well, hello.
Hi. Listen, I'm sorry. It's been
As you should be.
a week. It's been a night too.
It's been a month.
Well, no, not. I wasn't really counting the time since we talked. I realized that's
Really? Because
I'm
I
just
was.
saying it's been. Well, yeah, clearly. The point is that.
The
I'm
point is I
sorry,
shouldn't have
and
to.
that doesn't matter. No, I don't disagree with you there. That's
Mhm.
fair. But you know what? I'm gonna have to explain, and I will. But it's gonna be in person. I'm still sorting this out in my head right now.
Sorting what out?
So yeah, that's what I'm gonna have to explain.
What the hell have you been doing? That you can't pick up your phone and you can't call me for, I don't know, how many weeks was it? Do you remember?
About 3, if I'm not mistaken,
Mm-hmm.
at this point. And you know what? There's no reason to be upset.
Oh, really? There's no
Hopefully,
reason to be upset.
I don't think
That's
so.
nice. Okay.
Um, there might be, but the point is, please understand that I'm sorry, and it's I'm gonna have to explain. There's nothing. Look, it's just been a long night. So tomorrow at 7.
Fine. Yeah.
Okay.
In the background, you hear, "Hey, who are you talking to?" Male's voice. And she's like, It's my dad. I'll be off in a minute."
Guess we can discuss that too. Anyway,
Yeah.
I'll see you tomorrow. Give me
All
a
right.
call on your way there. Or at least text me when you're on your way there.
I will.
All right. I love you, and I'll see you tomorrow.
I love you too. I hope I see you tomorrow.
Oh, you will.
Click.
At least I can't see any reason. Anyway, yeah. Why is she up at 5 in the morning? Never mind. I don't want to know why she's up at 5 in the morning. That doesn't matter. Anyway, I'm gonna try to call the police station or a tow company that I trust. One of the two. Someone that would know me.
Which one
I
is it?
imagine there's a tow company that would know me.
Which one?
I don't know. Let's A1 are usually a good tow company.
So you're calling a tow company?
Yeah.
Okay. It rings. They answer. Yeah.
Hey, I've got a car sitting at, I don't know what intersection it was. Just tell them the intersection.
You can parse it out from memory.
Okay. So it's a Honda Civic. Is there any way I could get you to pick that up? And maybe bring it over to the Lotus Minerva library, please. That'd be possible. It doesn't necessarily have to be this very second. I didn't
Yeah.
honestly expect an answer this early in the morning, but
Yeah, well, lucky for you, my office is my house.
that honestly sounds awful.
I'm waiting on some people to start their shift, so it'll probably be a couple hours and it'll run you about $80.
Honestly, that is perfect. I'll give you a call if anything changes.
Who am I bringing this to?
You're gonna be bringing it to, let's say, me for now. You and Hannah.
And okay. And this is your number?
Yes.
All right. We'll get it there.
All right. Thank you.
We don't guarantee the condition of the vehicle.
I know what condition it's in now, so we'll see what happens.
Just letting you know.
Yeah, I figure.
Click.
So 2 hours, that'd be 7. I guess I'm gonna probably just sit in my car in front of
Okay.
the library and wait until Evie gets there.
What are you going to do when you sit in your car?
Literally just sit and listen to the radio.
Not going to read any books or anything?
Oh, I have my books in the trunk. You're right.
Yeah.
Okay, so popping the trunk, are they still covered in blood?
Oh, yeah.
All right. There was a stack of them. I don't know how many it was though.
It's about 4 or 5.
Okay.
They
I'll
look
start pour-
semi-important.
I'll start going through them. I'll move them to the passenger seat and start going through while I'm waiting.
Sounds good. We are going to switch scenes. The party is popping. People are playing cards. People are dancing. People are doing some more than R-rated things.
Okay. I probably assume that I'm not the most noteworthy subject in the place, especially now that I'm not bleeding. So I just kind of try not to make notice of myself again as I take whatever long way I can to wind through the place and take one more look before I head towards the door that I'd come in. Looking one more time for the guy I'd seen.
How much time do you take doing this?
Slow steps, a saunter. I might stop and have a drink. Since I'm feeling better, and he said that he'd already taken everybody back to the library, I don't have to hurry back to an ambulance. I've got a slow walk or maybe an Uber on the way, but depending on how well I was able to clean myself up. So I'm gonna take my time because we've just got passed out people waiting on me.
What do you want to drink?
What he wants is coffee.
She's holding a cup of coffee.
Hard, black, thick as mud coffee, just the kind of bitter where it is unpleasant and she wants it to be unpleasant.
You're holding a cup of coffee.
I take a sip.
It's like you were always holding it.
How's it taste?
Tastes exactly like you want it to.
Is there an empty seat anywhere?
Yeah, all over. You don't remember ordering a cup of coffee.
No, but it's just like I like it. And this is weird, and maybe I'm not entirely awake. I don't know. Things have happened before when I've not been entirely sure I was awake or not. So
Roll
I'm gonna
your
sit down and
notice or anything that substitutes.
okay. 43 versus 55.
Okay. You see him.
I see him. Okay, how
You
far
take a
away
few
is
minutes.
he?
You take a few minutes. There
Yeah,
is
I
a
sit,
bartender.
I sip.
There's a bartender. It's a very thin man. He looks slightly gaunt, skinny, rather effeminate. Dressed in a really expensive silk suit. He's about 6'2". Dark short hair, parted in the middle. He's talking to people, cleaning some glasses. But as you take a minute to spin around and start to really look at the place, you spot him. He's playing cards.
Okay, I want to stand up slowly, still holding my mug, and just saunter up behind him. Very casually. Like I'm just interested in the card game.
Are you behind him enough to see his cards?
I want to be.
Okay. what you see is the playing cards are not playing cards. They are tarot cards. And the poker chips are of that symbol. They're gold textured metal chips. And as he's thumbing through his cards, a couple of different weird looking people sitting around the table. He just says over his shoulder, "Madam, it is not polite to stare. What can I do for you?"
You can,
Throws a couple cards down on the table. And then he throws some chips.
you can tell me how you did that little trick back there.
Ah, which one? As he smiles.
When you were on the limo. The guns.
Oh.
Winked at me.
About that time, he's like, "Oh." And he kind of actually turns to look at you and he's like, "Oh, you. Interesting."
It was
man-
very interesting.
A man like myself does not reveal secrets, especially not for free. And he goes back to paying. He's like,
Not for free.
"By the way, nice trick you did there." And they start betting.
I didn't. I kind of touched my arm but I put it back down. That's it. What does it cost then? You said you won't say for free.
Ah,
What do you want?
so you're looking to trade. And he's just dealing cards.
I'm looking for information. For answers.
Information, answers. Well, which one is it? Information or answers? Because information cannot give you answers more often than not. Or do you
Answers.
want secrets, or do you want power? Do you want money? Do you want wealth? And he starts stacking chips. And the people around him are just kind of like, "Oh, fuck, he's about to bet a lot."
I want to understand. I want to know
What
why.
is it you want to understand? Why what?
I want to know how you did what you did.
I did what I did because it is who I am. And he's not even really looking at you now. Like,
What? That makes no sense.
you'll
What's
find a
your-
lot about this place makes no sense, but it still makes a lot of sense. And he he fondles his chips as he like. What is my name? Ah, we do not do names here. But you can call me the Gunslinger.
The gunslinger. Appropriate enough, I guess.
Yes, indeed.
So that's it. That's how you're gonna explain all of the chaos.
The chaos. I see it more as order to the chaos. Setting the chaos back where it belongs. And he puts another card down. And a couple people, they immediately fold.
Do
Yeah.
I recognize what card it is? Because I see tarot cards pretty regularly.
Make a notice.
Okay. 69 over 55.
No.
No,
They're-
they just look like normal tarot.
They're not normal tarot. They're in a theme that you don't recognize.
Okay.
which makes them hard to parse out.
Okay. That's all you're going to give me is great.
I mean, the way I see it, you owe me. You took,
I owe you?
yeah, you took quite a bit from me out there.
Took.
Yeah.
Is my necklace still glowing?
Oh, fuck yeah.
Is it still like a beam towards him, or is it just radiating now?
It's always been just radiating. It's not
Oh, okay.
beaming at anything. It's just
Okay.
fucking glowing everywhere. But
Okay.
it's just the crystal, by the way. But it's glowing enough to make you look a little bit like Tony Stark.
Oh, okay. So, what did you do to it?
To what?
My necklace. It never did this until, I don't know, you did whatever you did.
He stops. Fucking with his cards. And then he goes back. So that was the first time, huh?
Yeah, I think I would notice if it did this regularly.
Okay. Okay. Well, that took me quite a while to set up. And a lot of effort and expense of others. And you stole some of it like a thief. But
I didn't steal anything.
he just kind of cocks his head over the side and he's like, okay. But you say it's the first time, whether I believe you or whether I don't. Regardless, you took quite a significant charge.
What are you talking about?
You see his hand as he's going to toss it, and he's like, maybe I said too much. Maybe you don't know. So, maybe this conversation
That's exactly
over.
why I'm asking you. This conversation can't be over. I still don't have the answers that I need.
Yeah, well, this place has rules, and I do not
Tell me
intend to
what they are.
fucking break them.
Tell me what they fucking are, and I won't either. Gunslinger, right?
He spins around in his chair, and he looks at you for the first time very intently. He stares into your eyes, and it looks like he squints. Then he does this. Yes, it looks like I cannot tell you anymore until you, how do we say, grow up a bit. And I don't mean mature, I mean grow up a bit. I can't say anymore. But, who knows? Maybe you grow up, you come find me, I'll give you answers.
Fucking cocky asshole. And I'm just gonna flip him off and leave.
Say, it's out of my hands, darling. I cannot say what you want me to say. As he goes back to placing cards on the table.
Yeah, I'm just pissed off and I huff away and...
As you huff away, you see several people staring at this interaction.
Yeah, I don't care that there's been a fuss made. I'm angry that I didn't get the answers I wanted, and he's now accusing me of stealing, and I don't understand it, and I'm angry that I don't understand. So I'm going to chase down answers.
So you leave?
I leave. What time is it outside, or what does it look like outside?
Step outside, and it's kind of starting to become morning, and you don't remember anything.
Anything about going in there?
Not at all.
What's the last thing I remember?
Chasing someone in there.
I'm sorry, what?
Chasing
Chasing
someone.
someone in there?
It was
Mm,
pitch
smell-
black when you stepped in,
Yeah.
and now you're suddenly facing the other direction, and it's morning, or about to be morning. And there's no bouncer there.
Oh, the guy who let me in is no longer there.
Not there.
Can I see a sign or a name of the place or anything like that? Other
Like-
than the jazz sign?
Make a notice check. Whatever's higher is what you need.
20 over 55.
Yes, you do.
Alright, what do I see?
It's written in long, like, vertical, which is, I don't know if you know anything about design. It is a very old way of writing signs. It's completely out of style now to write signs or lettering from top to bottom.
Mm-hmm.
But engraved in the trim is a repeated phrase. And it's very faint. It's not like it's almost like it was laser etched, because you have to actually get up close and feel it to read it. Otherwise, the door is just green and white marble with gold trim doors, and the doors are so heavy you can't open them again. They opened easily from the inside, but from the outside, it's fucking heavy rock. It might as well be a wall.
Okay.
But etched is a repeating phrase that says, "The Babylon Club."
Okay. So I just commit that to memory and go on my way and, just remind myself to Google it or something later. I just kind of note where it is. Since I wasn't driving, I note down what street it's on and make a point to think about it so I can Google it later. How far am I from the library?
About 4 miles.
4 miles. She could run it, but no, she's gonna Uber. Is she bloody covered still, or from getting shot? Like, is her hoodie bloody or anything? No? Okay. Yeah, then she's definitely just gonna get a cab, spend the $10 to go 4 miles up the street.
You make it.
And then,
You see a
the-
beat up fucking car
is
of
the
Ewan
front door open?
to.
The library.
It's always been open. I mean,
Okay, then I walk in there.
you see Ewan's car, and he's sitting in it in front of the library, though.
Oh, Ewan's in the car still.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll go over and just knock loudly on the window.
Ewan, what are you doing?
Gramps! Wake up!
Yes, I've perfected sleeping with my eyes open. Took me a while. long
Ha ha
time,
ha ha.
honestly.
Ha
Did,
ha.
did I
Has
learn
anybody
anything
woken up?
from the books?
Make a detective roll.
$66/40. I'm not actually reading the books.
You kind of get lost in thought, and you're kind of in your own head more than you are in the books.
Yeah, that's fair. Honestly, that's probably exactly what it would be anyway.
All of a sudden,
Yeah,
Gramps.
yeah,
Hey.
yeah.
Any movement from your friends in the back?
Doesn't
Have they
appear
woken
so.
up?
they're spooning each other. They're resting comfortably.
They're just
No, I'd
happily
say they're pretty
snuggling.
happy back there.
Ugh.
But also, I have a question, Helix. Did you say a beat up car?
Mm-hmm.
Why?
Because it has bullet holes and the front end and rear end are damaged.
Oh, you said they weren't really damaged. They were scuffed.
No, I
I mean,
said it
not
needs
the bullets.
repairs.
He's so sad.
Damn it. Damn it. So I guess as soon as I get them out of my car, that will be the first thing I do is try to go get that fixed.
So now
So,
it's early morning. What's my phone say?
About 5:30.
I must have gotten weird reception in that club.
I thought you didn't remember going into that
Oh, you're right. You're right.
You
I
don't.
Sorry, wreck on that.
club. So
So
I guess.
I don't remember we talked then,
Mm-mm.
Nope.
but I came to the library anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So did you get all the partying out of your system? I realize I'm old and don't party very often, so I don't.
wasn't
The kids
partying.
are into.
I went
I
to chase
mean,
down,
you were
and then he
definitely.
ran in a corner, and I went to look for him, and then I didn't find him.
So what'd you do for the last, I don't know, 4 hours by your time?
I
Even though we're in the same time zone. That's weird, but still.
I ran off.
Uh,
Couldn't have chased him for that
that
long.
part. Well, see, I spoke to you last night, because I don't know if you knew this, and then I'm gonna show her a number
Yeah,
in
I
my
spoke
phone
to you
as a
last night too. We
contact.
were in the same library.
You see your
Um,
number.
Saved as a contact in my phone.
Yeah.
How do you think I got that?
I don't fucking know. Did Jonathan give it to you?
Oh yes, the unconscious one. Yes, yes, it was Jonathan. You're right.
I don't know. I asked you if you woke up.
Well, he's not even with me right now. So
Oh, yeah.
this is the thing though, like
God, Jack.
I got your number because it showed up on my phone and I was told to call it. So I did, and you were on the other side. Also, you were at a club. I say it's a club. Well, you described it as a club. There was music. I could hear that
Have you heard
for
of something
certain.
called the Babylon Club? Was I
When you
there?
hear that, your nose just starts bleeding.
Mine or
It
his?
must be the
His.
cocaine.
Oh, yours.
It's got to be the cocaine. I the
Oh, shit.
Babylon Club. Have I heard of the Babylon Club? It's even better. No, I don't think I've ever been there. Seems like a place for hip young people. probably. I mean, that's where you were, so, or at least I assume that's where you were. Unless you're at another club. There's a lot of them about.
I must have. He must have went in there, and maybe I followed him and got a drink, and it was spiked. But I don't.
Maybe that's a different crime altogether.
No. No, this is fucking ridiculous. I don't just blackout drink in the middle of car accidents.
Technically, you weren't in the middle of a car accident anymore. We all blackout drink sometimes. Don't worry.
I don't.
I mean, you did. Maybe. I don't know. A lot of weird shit's been
But
happening.
why don't I feel hungover? Why don't I have a bullet hole in my arm?
Oh,
I was shot.
actually,
I was shot.
I mean, oh, so,
So when I pull
There's-
up my sleeve, is the towel still in there?
No.
there's
I
there's
was,
a club for that we all deserve jackets for. But
I remember it.
oh no, we're all members. So I'm not shot anymore either. I don't know. I don't know what
What the
happened.
fuck do you mean you're not shot anymore?
I guess the same thing you mean.
But how are you just? Oh well, I'm not shot anymore.
Look, I don't have an
Why are
explanation.
you mentally okay with that?
I wasn't. I mean, once the pain went away, it was a lot easier to be okay with. But honestly, a lot happened. And I'm not sure how much of it is real and how much of it's not. So I'm still parsing it out. And until I have a decent answer on how much of it was real, I'm probably not going to do a whole lot of talking about it. So, do you want to read a
Right.
book? And I hand her one of the books.
Not a reader. I just kind of.
That's cool. I have other illiterate friends too, and I start reading the book that I had
We're
in my hand.
not friends.
Yeah, you're probably not illiterate either. Then I just go back to reading.
Then I am going to. Damaris left a bin of books, didn't he, or did he load them all into his car?
They were some were in Ewan's car, some were in Damaris's car.
And you say John, or I don't. What hospital did they take Jonathan to?
Oh, they didn't, actually.
What do you mean they didn't?
Yeah, I told you this last night. You gotta stop drinking so much.
You
So
didn't tell me anything. I did not have a conversation with you.
I'll pull up my phone to my recent calls. Is her phone there?
Yeah.
At the time?
Yeah.
Yeah, we did have a call. If you'll notice, you can probably check
open
your
up my
phone and see
phone.
that too.
You see,
What's the timestamp say on my phone for when he called me?
Well, you called. Or no, I did call you. You're right.
it says 1:30.
Okay. Yeah, you called me at like 1:30.
It
Does
says,
mine say 5?
and what I mean, you see his contact as asshole Gramps or however you put it in there.
Yeah.
You don't remember putting that in there.
See, we did talk. But the point is, they didn't take him to a hospital. I don't honestly know where he is.
Ewan, her chest is glowing from underneath her shirt.
Hey, I have a question for you.
Eh,
Did you
yeah.
pick up some cancer along the way? What's going on with this?
As much as I'm sure you'd love it, I don't know what's going on with this. It was a gift.
You
And
pull it
now
out?
yeah, just a little. I don't take it off. But like
It's
I pull it
it's
out
a
and kind of
very
my hand around
brightly
it.
glowing quartz crystal.
Would I have any knowledge about that?
Does that?
Any knowledge, period?
I'm too toasty. Sorry.
It seems like our knowledgeable folks in these sorts of situations are asleep or missing.
It's just something. It's a gift from a friend who likes to make these things, and she does crystals and.
Well, I no, I mean that's fair. I'm not questioning how you
No,
obtained it. I'm questioning the fact that it's
it's
glowing.
not like it's. It's just a fake thing. I don't know why it's.
Has it ever done that before?
No, just since the
Then I
car
wonder how
accident.
fake it really is.
She made it.
Okay.
But like,
I made portions of the engine in the front of this car. You know what it still is? An engine. Let me see it.
no.
Okay. I continue reading.
I'm just gonna kind of tuck it down and try and hide the light and begrudgingly walk around the car and kind of look at the damage and
I'm
toe
gonna
a
glance
tire.
over as she's trying to put it in her shirt. You should never hurt your light. Keep going back to what I'm
Fuck
doing.
you. I just kind of kick the front driver's side tire a little bit with the tip of my boot.
Hey, not the car. You can kick me if you want to take your aggression out.
Fuck you. I just get in the
No, I'm
passenger
good.
seat and start looking at my phone, seeing if I can. Do I have a signal?
Yeah.
Do I have Wi-Fi?
Mm-hmm.
All right, I want to Google the Babylon Club.
Your phone shuts off.
God damn it! Of course it does. Do you have a charger?
No, probably not. But
It
there's
shuts.
some books there if you want to read those.
It shuts off when you hit search.
Fuck. Okay, so I try and turn it back on.
It turns on.
Stupid piece of shit. And then I'm going to try again.
Same
How
thing
much
happens
battery do I
again.
have? How much
Well,
battery do I have?
About 75%.
What the fuck? I'm going to open up Google and search Babylon Club, but with a space between every letter of it.
Your phone shuts off.
Are you seeing this?
Did you check the GM messages? No, I'm still reading my book.
Okay.
It's only really pointing out too because my phone is gonna die. It's at 8%. I just don't want us to lose the camera situation.
Gotcha.
Ah. What the hell? Hey.
Yeah.
Look at this.
I'm looking at this though. I glance over at her phone.
Look at this. And then I'm gonna type Babylon Club in the search bar and hit search.
Pew.
It keeps doing that.
I told you I don't have a charger. I'm sorry.
No, look. I turn it back on. I point out my battery. Look, I have battery life. Look, I can run Angry Birds.
What?
I mean, I guess that would be the.
And then I go back to Google. It's fine. The battery's fine. Something isn't letting me look.
I'm gonna turn the car off, put the keys in my pocket, and
I
go
look
into the
around
library.
for cameras. Do I see any like cameras from the library external?
No.
Do I have the? Is Damaris? He's still passed out in the back seat.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna lean over, rummage through his pockets, and find a cell phone.
Okay.
I want to text that number that he said he's been texting. He said he texted the number back that had texted all of us.
You go to open his phone, and it has a very complicated, like, lock on it.
Can I try?
Sure.
Because I'm gonna.
Roll. You don't have the appropriate identity for this.
No, I don't really.
So, do you have knowledge?
I do have knowledge, yeah.
You're going to have to roll that.
Oof, 76 over 40.
Beep, 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 beep. Nothing.
I just kind of snarl at it and stuff it in his pocket. I look through the numbers that have like called and texted me. Do I see any that stand out as strange?
Nope.
I'm gonna
No.
start walking back towards the car before I get up to the library. I'm just gonna tap on the window.
Okay.
It's a crank window, so if you want to roll it down, you could, or just open the door. I'll just tap on the window. Because you said you got in the passenger side seat, didn't you?
Yeah, the
Yeah.
front passenger.
Yeah, I got out and started to walk to the library and then walked back and tapped on the window.
Oh, okay. And I'm gonna just roll the window. Is it manual?
Oh,
Mhm.
yeah. It's a 63.
Nope, I crack open the door just enough to like get an elbow out. Yeah. What?
So I don't want to surprise you with new information, but there's computers in here. So
No.
that's where I'll be. And then I just turn around and walk back inside or walk back towards the doors.
Do I see it? I'm gonna watch him walk inside.
He walks back in.
Okay. He's in the library.
Mhm.
I'm gonna get out of his car, slam the door.
Hurts my soul a little.
Not gonna like the next part either. I'm gonna, well, I'm gonna take my knife out and think very seriously about jamming it into your tire. But instead, I'm just gonna settle for adding a little scratch above the wheel well, just a nice deep gouge. And it's probably not much in addition to what's already happened to his car, but it's my little personal fuck you. So I add that little gouge and walk towards the library to go in.
I was just going to say, if you flatten a tire, you had to take a cab here.
I
Which-
know. Oh no.
I need you to roll your supernatural identity.
Oh. Okay. I have two. The one with a name or the one without a name?
Either one.
Okay.
Whichever one you think.
24 over 25.
As you're scratching into his car, you feel something on your back, like you're scratching into yourself.
I pull a knife away.
Justice.
No, but then I'm gonna just rest the tip of the knife against car, not push. Just rest it there.
Okay.
Do I feel anything?
No.
Okay. Gonna add another stripe just for good measure. And then I'm Oh. What? What the fuck am I feeling?
Like something just scratched you.
Mm. I'm gonna huff it off, put my knife away, and go into the library.
As we see them walk into the library, the audience or anyone close by would see the scratches on the car heal. And the bullet wounds in the car heal. And the front and rear bumpers heal. And just after that, like a shift or flicker in like you would see in a film or a movie or almost like a special effects, like everything vibrates just a little bit and then we see Jonathan unconscious in the passenger seat.
So my car just Christined and then brought Jonathan back.
You're in the library.
Oh, yeah, it's fine.
So we'll see where this picks up next week as we leave it there. Thank you for watching, everyone. Hopefully, we can find some answers to the chaos and bring harmony into the order.